Hey everyone, in this tutorial I'll be teaching you how to read text from a file by using Java. So basically we want this hello world to be displayed in the CMD. I'm going to teach you how to do that. So in order to do that we have to have an object and that object is called file input stream and the variable equals new file input stream and then tell Java that we want this file, my file.txt. We want to tell Java that, yeah, this is the file that we want it to read. But we have to make another object to make it actually read it. Because right here, we're just telling Java saying, alright, we want this file to be ready to be read. Or to, yeah. So over here, we're going to tell Java that this is time to read. So you have to make an object. And remember this object is data input stream. And then both of these classes came from the IO library. So that's a recap to remind y'all. And then have your variable in equals new data input stream. And then have the variable from the IFS. Alright, so we're telling Java, saying, alright, yeah, we're about to read this file. And then this is a variable of the file or of the object over here, and we're telling Java saying, alright, we're going to read the primitive data type from the text in a machine manner way. So basically we have to convert that into our language. So we have to have another object called buffered reader, and let's put br for the variable equals new buffered reader. Okay, we'll close. Alright, but this time we have to include another class in here. So type in new input stream and reader and have parentheses of in. Okay? And the reason why we do this is because that the buffer reader actually reads and kind of translate from a machine kind of way into our language. And then we have to use this class in order to make that working. So like this is like a luxury, and we really don't need this, but we do need this. So that's why we put this right here in a parentheses, and we use this variable from this right here to over here, so it will convert something like that. Convert something like that. All right. Well, now let's have a string. String is str. Mm, all right. Well, we're done with the string. All right. Now we have to have a while loop. To yeah, let's do while, and I'll explain why we need this later. And then put str line, or no, not str line. I mean str, and then set it equals to br dot. Hold on, make sure that we did it right. Str equals br. Yeah, we did it right. Yeah, br dot read line. All right, so basically what we did here is that we used a string and we set it equals to um, this variable here, and then dot. We use this method so it can actually read line. And then we also need to include if it's not equals null, in other words, like empty or zero or something like that. If it's not null, then it'll like run the lines. Because this right here read line by line. So system dot out dot print line. This is where we print out the this text onto the CMD. So we use strength, and then yeah, and then we're done with the while loop. And after the while loop, we close that input, that close, like we did for the output right here. The same kind of deal right here. We have to close everything what we done to the file, so it won't cause any errors at all. So let's recap this. All right. Well, we're telling Java that we want the myfile.txt to be readable, but we're not actually reading to that point yet. But then in this object, we're telling Java to read it now, but it's going to be in a machine manner way because they're reading by the primitive data types and all that kind of stuff. And then once we get that done, we want it to be readable, like translated to our language. So it'll be like character to our character, from character to our character, I mean. So yeah, this is like a luxury right here. We really don't need this, but this is an efficient way to do this, and that's why we have something inside this parentheses, because we actually need this, and then we use that variable. All right, they're collecting data, and then they're gonna like kind of like translate it to our language. So we use this, and then we use a string, so we can print it out right here. And we need the string for the while loop, so it can read line by line from the data that was collected here. And then if it's not equals zero, like if it's not equals zero, like if there's like a text, another way of saying it, then it will run the line. But since if but if there's a zero, like if there's no text, then no stop. But then we'll have to tell Java to close it after we're done, like reading something from a file. Alright, so let's save this and then compile and run. Hello world. See, it works like that. Alright, well, this concludes my tutorial over reading a text or reading text from a file by using Java. And this is the final result. Stay tuned for my next tutorial, and thanks for watching.